Coach's Corner. I'm Paul Vold. Of course, this week we take a little break from your regularly scheduled program. Of course, we usually sit down with one of the coaches for your Granite City Lumberjacks, but this week we divert from, like I said, a regularly scheduled program. We're going to talk with equipment manager for your Granite City Lumberjacks, Jim Vold. And Jimbo, thanks for taking time to speak with us.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I thought conversations enough with my brother weren't going to be awkward. Now I get to talk with my dad for a few minutes, but obviously there's a lot that goes into not only building with this hockey team, but getting them ready each and every day, even before games as well. Of course, we did sweep the weekend as well, winning 10-2 over Wilmer, then getting that nice 6-2 win against Alexandria on Saturday. But a lot of it comes behind the scenes in action as well. It's one of the guys like you that really helps out with this team, kind of almost on a day-to-day basis too.
Yep. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. My mornings during the week start at 7:30 and get things ready for practice each day, and then game days I'm usually here sometime early morning, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whenever I can get over here and get things ready for game day. So yeah.
Getting stuff ready for the games too, obviously with practice going on as well. Of course, we're taking time away from your busy schedule, working on skates and obviously laundry for the players and everything too. A lot of that work obviously doesn't go unnoticed, and I'm sure a lot of the players, not even this season but years past as well, have been very appreciative of your work too.
Yeah, they I don't think they realize it when they get here, and then after they've been here a while, then it sinks in, yeah. Or if they end up going somewhere else, then they'll come back, guys will come back and say, yeah, we really miss it, and there's a lot that goes into what we do for the kids, and like we tell them, you take care of stuff on the ice, we'll take care of all the rest. So, yeah.
I'm sure a lot of the guys, of course, now we're getting in that time of year as well, getting close to that game right before Thanksgiving. A lot of the past players come back as well, and obviously you're one of the guys that they often come to see first. Just appreciative of obviously the tireless work that you've had over the years too with this team.
Yeah, it's great to see the guys come back and see how they're doing, and give them a hug and just see how things are going for them. So we like to see them move up and move on, and it's good to see them again when they come back.
And we talk a little bit about getting things set up before the game as well, make sure they've got, jerseys, their freezer covers, and obviously too with their socks too. But even during the game as well, you're still very quite active with sitting on the bench as well, even, obviously making sure that they're all set to go during the game too.
Yep, making sure if anybody's got a skate problem, we'll sharpen skates between period or during periods, or just give them a little touch-up with a sweet stick during the period if they need something, tape or sticks or what have you. We'll do a little bit of everything and try to make it as easy for them as possible.
And obviously with everything that goes on during the game, a nice win helps out too. Then after the game and everything that goes along with it, once the game's over, it's not really over at that point. You've still got plenty of work at the end of each night.
Yeah, that's for sure. Things don't end after the game, that's for sure. There's a lot of laundry to do and prep for the next game or practice for the following days. So, yeah, plenty to do, and usually doesn't end prior to midnight most after most game nights. So, but yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't like it, and it's fun being part of this organization. So.
Yeah. Looking with this Granite City group too, obviously with you being a member of it for a number of years beyond DJ's playing days, now coaching and obviously serving as equipment guy too. There's other responsibilities that you have on as well too, with helping at least with the recruiting and also scouting as well.
Yep. I go out once high school season starts. I'll go out on Tuesday and Thursday nights and watch high school games, look for kids for next year or the following year, and see what we can find there. And yeah, it keeps us extra busy once the high school season starts.
Oh yeah, I can definitely imagine. Of course, we're getting to a busy point of the schedule as well. Got another road trip coming up here, at least a quick turn and burn up to Breezy Point this coming up weekend too. And that brings on another set of responsibilities for you two, getting the team packed up for a quick road trip up to Breezy Point too.
Yep. Instead of setting up the locker room for a home game, we get things packed up and ready for the kids to load the bus. They help load the bus, which is great, but I get everything ready and set out in the middle room, and they just load it up for me, and then when we get there, they unload, and we set things up, and away we go.
It obviously helps a little bit. You got some of the young kids doing a lot of the heavy lifting too, a little bit, I can imagine.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll take all the help I can get.
Absolutely. Of course, your Granite City Lumberjacks are going to be on the road this Saturday. They take on the Minnesota Loons up in Breezy Point. But Lumberjacks will be back at home coming up next Wednesday, the annual game before Thanksgiving against those same Minnesota Loons right here from the Miller Buick GMC Arena. Of course, you can always stay up to date with action for your Granite City Lumberjacks on NAHL TV. And of course, home games brought to you, of course, with our great help from Bitstream Digital Media. Of course, be sure to stay up to date with the schedule, scores, and much more on NA3HL. Jimbo joins us here this week for Coach's Corner. Appreciate the time as always.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Of course, Coach's Corner this week is always brought to you by Joe Clemence, Keller Williams Integrity Northwest. Coming up, we'll still have another interview coming up with one of our players for the Lumberjacks. Hey Lumberjacks fans, Paul Vold here. Don't forget to stop by the Sawmill each and every week because there's always new stuff coming in and you always want to gear up for game day, whether you're doing that or maybe you're gearing up for the holidays as well. We've got hats, we've got sweatshirts available, extra small and up to 3X, everything in between. We got t-shirts, we got sweatshirts, we got everything. Don't forget about staying warm here inside the Miller Buick GMC Arena with these special limited edition blankets as well. They're going like hotcakes. Each and every weekend, the Lumberjacks are at home. But of course, we can't forget as well, be sure to get your Fraser Cup National Championship gear. We've still got some items left as well, whether it be t-shirts or sweatshirts. Stop by the Sawmill, talk to Dee and all the great folks that work here each and every home game. Stop by the Sawmill, gear up for game day, and always support your Granite City Lumberjacks. Williams Integrity Northwest. Time once again for our player interview with your Granite City Lumberjacks. We're joined with number 24 year Lumberjacks, Jack Louko. And of course, Jack, thanks so much for coming on today.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, we want to give a chance for some of our fans that maybe don't know who you are. Just give us a little bit, about yourself, where you're from, how long you've been playing hockey.
This is my second year with the Jacks. I've been playing hockey since I was 2 years old. I'm from Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin, and yeah.
Happy to be here, of course, with this Granite City group. And we always want to talk a little bit about how did you hear of Granite City and why did you ultimately choose coming to this program?
I was up in Alexandria playing AAA with the Milwaukee Junior Admirals, and Willie actually came up to me after the game and had a little conversation and came to main camp the following season and just liked the way they treated us here, loved the players, and ultimately chose to come here.
And I'm sure with it being your second season, of course, the first season you get a championship ring out of the deal, so that kind of helps out in making that decision kind of come to fruition. But talking a little bit about this season too, especially with that championship coming against one of the teams you played over the weekend. You start off this past weekend with a win over the Wilmer Warhawks, but it was a very physical game. And looking back at that contest, every game against Wilmer we seems to get a little bit physical at times from the very beginning.
Yeah, it's always a battle against those guys. They know how to bring it every night against them, and just gotta match their physicality to stay in the game and stay out of the box, of course.
And unfortunately, that physicality did come at a little bit of a cost as well. Ryan Lahed, starting goaltender, he did go down in that game too. But that forced Sam Showalter to come in earlier than he expected. Of course, he started on Saturday. But from that mindset, you lose Lahed, but you get Showalter in that as well. What was kind of the team's mindset or feeling there? You lose your starting goaltender, but Sam comes in as well. What was the team's kind of focus from that point in the contest?
Sam stepped up. He made a few big saves there, a couple breakaway saves. We just knew we had to get the puck deep, keep the forecheck on Wilmer, and do whatever we could for Sam, but he stepped up for sure that game.
Another thing we also remember from that game against Wilmer, and pretty much throughout this recent winning streak that you guys have had too, is talking about the play of special teams, power play, and also even that game against Wilmer too. Shorthanded opportunities were very plentiful for the Lumberjacks too. How do you guys feel about the play of, especially being in the penalty kill situation at this point here of the season?
I think our penalty kill stepped it up. They've let us be a little more aggressive on that, so that helps. Our power play has also stepped it up recently, which always helps. Get a few points on the power play, that helps for the games. But yeah, I think letting us loose on the penalty kill has been a big plus for us.
And I know from the early point of the season, too, power play was a bit of a sour note for the team. What kind of real adjustments have kind of taken place from, of course, those first few games compared now to this recent winning ways that you guys have had?
I think just the chemistry as the season goes along, players getting to know each other, and I think just with time the power play gets better, and it's been proven that this past weekend.
Take that special teams play from Friday night now going into Saturday. Alexandria, we know the hype going into it. First time we faced them all season.
Yep.
Rematch of the championship from the Fraser Cup finale as well. I'm sure there was a lot of focus, but a lot of good energy coming into it, knowing that this was going to be a big matchup.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they had a lot of fans there. We had a lot of fans there. The barn was loud. It was just a fun game. It's always fun playing them. It's fun playing up there, too.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, a 6-2 victory for Granite City against Alexandria. And, of course, that special teams play did really come into effect. Getting out early as well, I'm sure that was a kind of something that we noticed, too. Takes almost sometimes a whole period for the team to get kind of started. But right from the very beginning, Lumberjacks were going real fast and even scored the first couple minutes into it, too.
It always helps to get one right away.
Yeah, that certainly does. And, of course, we're talking with Jack Louko for your Granite City Lumberjacks, too. Now coming up here this weekend, a quick road trip Saturday up to the Loons as well in Breezy Point. Then you come back the following Wednesday. It's that annual game right before Thanksgiving. I'm sure a little bit of a, break in the schedule here, too. You go from a Saturday into a Wednesday. I'm sure there's a few adjustments with maybe even practice, training as well for this quick home-and-home series.
Yeah, it'll be a quick turnaround, but we'll be ready. Coaches always get us prepared.
Absolutely, and of course with the practices that do take place, certainly getting ready for every matchup that comes their way. But of course, Saturday, the Granite City Lumberjacks will be at Breezy Point, and the following Wednesday, of course, if you don't have any festivities going on the night before Thanksgiving, come on down to the Miller Buick GMC Arena. That will be the contest against the Minnesota Loons at home, annual game before Thanksgiving. You've still got some time here. We're going to throw some rapid-fire questions at you, okay?
Sounds good.
We're going to start off. What is your go-to pregame meal?
I go to Noodles and Company before every game. I do buttered noodles and grilled chicken. I do that for lunch, and then when I get to the rink, I do a half of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
All right, definitely. I am hungry just thinking about it right now. What's kind of a pregame routine that you have as an individual?
I always tape my stick, obviously. I do the PBJ. I chew a lot of that double bubble gum. I put 5 pieces in my pocket. I got to do that every game. And then after warm-ups, I throw a piece of gum to Parker Mitchell, and he always eats that. And then I do my own little stretches in the corner by our bench. And,
so the gum you throw at Parker, that's not the chewed up one?
Not the chewed up one.
Just
no,
needed clarification.
fresh piece, and then he chews that.
Gotcha. The red sweater or the white sweater? Which one's your favorite?
Ooh, I like the whites. The whites are sharp.
Definitely can't go wrong with that. Favorite away rink that you've played at?
Alexandria.
Alexandria's always a good one.
They always pack that barn. I like going up there. It's always fun.
Last week we learned about a hidden talent from one of your teammates in TJ Lepisto. What's a hidden talent that you maybe have?
What'd he say?
You
juggling?
said juggling. Yes.
I can't juggle. I don't know. I don't really have any hidden talents.
Something to work on here for the next time we probably
that's right.
talk to you. Now we're going to start throwing some teammates under the bus, if that's okay with
All
you.
right.
Which teammate do you least want to be stuck on a deserted island with?
Ooh. We're gonna have to go with Jack Marsky.
Any particular reason?
We sit by each other in the locker room, so I've gotten to know him pretty well, and wouldn't like to be on an island with him. I'll just keep it at that.
Which teammate has the messiest stall?
I think you've gotten this answer, Sam Showalter.
See, we're going to have Sam on soon to defend his honor.
Yeah, you are.
Which teammate on the roster is the biggest prankster?
Prankster. We're going to have to go with Finn Greeley. I also sit pretty close to him. And,
interesting. We'll have to get
throw him under the bus there.
Yep, going to have to get an update from Finn on that one. All right. So we know you're a Midwest native as well, from Wisconsin. Obviously, we're here in central Minnesota. Which teammate do you not want to be in a car with once the snow starts falling? The roads get a little bit slick out there.
Oh, God. Cho.
Eden Cho.
Yeah, he's from California. He's already told me he's scared of driving in the snow, so I want to stay away from him.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine one way or another. All right, so we're coming up on Thanksgiving as well. Of course, obviously, there's a lot of different dishes that come out with Thanksgiving. Which one is your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
I'm going to have to go with cheesy mashed potatoes.
Ooh. All right, if I wasn't hungry before, I'm starving now at this point.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. appreciate the time as always. Number 20 here with your Granite City Lumberjacks. Jack Louko joins us here on Coach's Corner. Of course, Coach's Corner is brought to you by Joe Clemence, Keller Williams, Integrity Northwest. Granite City going to be on the road here this Saturday up in Breezy Point, taking on the Minnesota Loons, as you should say, as your Granite City Lumberjacks will be back at home coming up next Wednesday. That will be November 22nd, right here from Miller Buick GMC Arena, taking on those Loons as well. The annual game right before Thanksgiving. And of course, we appreciate you fans always for tuning in to Coach's Corner here this week.